Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all having a nice weekend out there. We got a storm right before sun up this morning. Stormed pretty hard, and then front passed through, and now we have a spectacular day. Going to have some cooler temperatures in the morning. Probably our last little cool snap of the season, or that cool anyway. And yeah, I'm just enjoying a Sunday. I've been watching golf. I'm about to go watch the Post Masters here. Watch them put the green jacket on Tiger Woods after 11 years. But anyhow, today I wanted to talk about my favorite cooked food for this raw vegan. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd go down there and hit that subscribe button. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Oh, and also too, down below in the description is my store. I've got vegan gear in there. I've got shirts, I got hats, I got long sleeve shirts, tank tops, and this is our Vegan for Everything shirt down here. So it's in the description below, rawtropicallivinggear.com. I've mentioned to you guys a number of times, and you know it, I've never told you I'm a fully raw vegan. I eat cooked food from time to time, and a lot of the time, and well, number one, a couple of things. This video is more for people that are already eating cooked vegan, just to show a little good nutritional choices. Not trying to talk anybody out of being raw, and you know, just for clarification's sake. And something to think about as you interact on the internet. Reading comprehension and listening comprehension suck in the year 2019. I catch it all the time where I'm looking at people, or I'll see a comment, or even whether it's mine, content or somebody else's, and they make a comment and I'm like, yeah, either you didn't watch the whole thing and you responded before you watched it, or you don't listen so good. So let me just keep everything straight before we go into it. Once again, when I'm kind of poking at, throwing a little shade at the fully raw vibe, I'm not poking that at the people that do fully raw. I know a number of people that do fully raw. Raw Food Romance, good friend of mine, Melissa Raimondi. Ted Carr. Ted gave a good talk, really good live on Instagram the other day, just kind of summing up the whole situation. Because Ted, whatever you like him, don't like him, whatever, raw, not raw, whatever, Ted is a vegan first, and he made a good, I think he made a good, a lot of good points about, you know, not... Number one, like, there's no reason for us to argue. None of us are killing animals. So that's the most important thing. And yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the choices that I really like to make. And I feel these are, and I'm going to tell you why I make some of the particular choices that I do. Now, I've got a couple of things here. And you probably, if you've watched many of my videos and you can put two and two together, you're probably going to guess one of the foods that I'm going to talk about. And yes, it is sweet potatoes. One of my favorite ways when I eat cooked food, and listen, also too, let me put this in perspective too. Also too, you guys know from recent talks I've done on here, whatever, that I'm paying a little bit more attention to nutrition lately. I'm not being just the child anymore. There's like multiple personalities running around in me. So I have to corral the child in sometime. Like I do a video, last week telling you I eat mostly because it tastes good and it's fun. But I do like to make sure that I'm filling in the gaps and, you know, getting everything that I need to get. And one of those things is making sure I get calories most of the time. And like I say, the sweet potatoes and collards are great. And a lot of the times when I'll eat sweet potatoes, is not necessarily like I planned that morning, oh, I'm going to eat sweet potatoes. A lot of time I will default to sweet potatoes when I feel like I haven't got enough calories for the day, because I'm not going with that ultra skinny thing anymore. I've put on some weight over the summer, and you know, I keep my intake, my volume, calories, whatever you want to call it. I know the level it takes for me to maintain, and I know the level it takes for me to put weight on. Now, I will slim back. I will drop a couple of, you know, winter pounds just because of the switch into spring, but I'm not going to do like last year and just everything, you know, I gained a little bit during the winter last year. Spring, summer came, I just blissed out on the watermelon juice and the mangoes and got way too skinny again. So anyhow, the reason that I choose this is, number one, okay, sweet potatoes versus regular potatoes. And I've heard this talked about before. And let's take money out of the equation. Listen, you do what you got to do depending on, if you don't have a lot of money. But in most areas, it's not even going to be a money issue. I don't see any value in potatoes, like Idaho potatoes, russet potatoes. Now, having said that, I eat them sometimes for the calories, yes. But my thinking is, and this is only the crazy old Jack logic, is that why not eat a potato that's actually got some nutrition to it? I mean, like I say, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, no, God, I wouldn't touch a potato. I eat potatoes from time to time, too, if I don't find decent sweet potatoes. But why have a potato that basically doesn't really have much nutrition? A plain potato, Idaho potato, russet potato it is. Whereas the sweet potato is higher in fiber than a regular potato. It's high in vitamins. It's very high in vitamin A. It's very high in vitamin C. It's very high in manganese. So, I mean, these little babies are just packed full of nutrition. And also, too, and I know that this is I know because my body has processed them enough times. The sweet potatoes with the more sugars definitely digest differently, and definitely for me digest better than than regular potatoes do. Now, collards. The reason I do them with the collards is, like I say, I just like to, I like to keep that. I'm eating cooked food in the first place. Now, the sweet potatoes are not as dehydrating, drying to my body as some other cooked food, but I still like to get some greens with it. And the collards are as good as it gets. The collards are just full of nutrition. One little special, and most people know all about the nutrition of collards. Collards have gotten super popular. Used to, that's just a redneck thing. I bet you 25 years ago, none of you people that are doing collard wraps, none of your parents knew what collards were unless you were down here in the dirty South. But collards are full of nutrition. I looked it up like I do before my videos, and collards actually, one of the biggest boosts they have is they contain this peptide called glutathione, Glutathione, and that's a peptide that consists of 3 key amino acids, and those 3 key amino acids, that particular peptide helps deliver, cleanse, and detox fat, boost the immune system, and it's a great antioxidant. Now, something else that I had down on here. Another thing that I eat too, and this is just like to give you some choices. And hey, like I say, I'm not a nutrition expert, and maybe somebody will come back and say, oh yes, rice has fantastic nutrition. I don't think rice has all that great nutrition. Now, rice, I'm not throwing rice under the bus. Rice is crazy cheap, and especially in developing countries, third world countries. Even here in the West, if you really don't have money, low budget, yes, rice is very cost efficient, but there's no white rice. Is there any nutrition really to it? I'm sure there's a few things in there, but not that much. Once again, I've had vegan sushi, not that much. That's something I haven't eaten very much. Of any cooked food that I will eat, that I have eaten since I've come to this mostly raw vegan lifestyle, I eat very little rice. I have no use for rice. Like I say, if I'm going to have a sushi roll every once in a while, it's good. I don't hate rice. I wouldn't say not eat rice, just like nope, never going to eat it. But I just, if there's another choice, if there's sweet potatoes, I'll eat sweet potatoes, or I would eat quinoa. If you're a rice eater, now quinoa, yes, in most stores a little bit pricier, but it's some people call it a super grain, but it's not actually. It's actually a seed. It's high in protein, and also, besides being high in protein, it contains all 9 essential amino acids. So stack that up against rice, and I'm just thinking, if the money part isn't a factor, I'm always going to choose quinoa over rice. Now, I've got one last thing here. Well, no, not one last thing. Got a couple more things to show you. I want to show you, too, because I've talked about it a number of times, what I do when what am I going to do with this big bowl? what I'm going to do with this big bowl to doctor it up just a little bit is I'll put just a little bit of Bragg's aminos on the sweet potato part of it. And then when I say pepper sauce, people have asked me before, this is clear pepper sauce down here in the South. Now this is a regular bottle of Trappies. It just comes with these little green peppers in there. And what I do is I buy this at the grocery store, and I don't use a lot of regular vinegar, but I'm also not going to freak out about it. I use the bottle until it's gone. And then you can take the top off, and I pour apple cider vinegar back in there, and I just keep using the peppers over and over and over. So I'll put a little bit of Bragg's aminos on my potatoes. I'll shake some of this on the collard greens. And then if I want a little bit of spice, I really like this. This is nice. This is Yellowbird sauce. This is blue agave sriracha. And it's a little bit cleaner version. I bought this a while back. It's just a little bit cleaner version than regular sriracha. This has ripe red chilies, garlic, organic blue agave, organic distilled vinegar, and a little bit of sea salt. So that's what I'll put a little bit of that on my potatoes. Now, one last little thing that I like to do a lot when I eat cooked food, and I would also do with these sweet potatoes sometimes too, and I'll probably do that more as we're into the summer and I'm back into big salads. If you want to keep it, it's also good to mix your raw meals with some of your cooked food when you're going to take it in. So there's nothing like making yourself your big salad that you would have even if you're fully raw. Now, what I'll normally do when I'll normally put sweet potatoes on a salad is when I'm maybe not having fat in my salad. I've come up a little bit short on calories for the day. I'm not planning on having fat in my salad, but I need some calories. So you know what I'll do? I'll pour my dressing on here, and then I'll just mash up a couple of sweet potatoes in with the salad. But that's basically how I roll when I do it, and those are the things that I like. And like I say, take it or leave it. I'm not an authority on this, just kind of showing you guys what I do like I always do. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.